What we're doing today is we're doing Mongo the Hungry's Go tutorial. I am by no means a master of the ancient Chinese game of Go. I do know the basic rules and I do have fun playing with close friends, and I'm actually going to be teaching my new friend how to play some Go. First things first, the board is called the Go Bong. And unlike regular chess and other board games that have a setup like this, you are not going to be playing in the spaces. You're actually going to be playing on the cross section, on the lines. Okay? Now, put your thing over there. In this game, surprisingly enough, black goes first instead of white like in regular chess. However, white has more stones than black. There's like 180 to 181, something like that. I can't remember for sure off the top of my head. So I'm first going to teach you probably just the basic thing right now. I said you play on the lines, alright? Now right now, this is considered a unit. Your main focus of this entire game, with the Chinese rules, not the Japanese rules, is you're trying to lock off territory on this board. Territory is the most important thing. Now, right now, you have this territory claimed, for the most part. And then as you connect more and more units, these are now connected. And this is now one unit.
So, can I put mine right there?
So you can do something like that. And you can just continue to make more and more.
So the one who claims the most territory is the victor?
And we're actually going to get more into depth about more of the rules here in a little bit, because there is a way to take pieces off the board. Now, you know about units, right? I was just explaining to you how if it's connected, it's a unit. If it's by itself, it's a unit. So I just have a quick question to see if you are indeed paying attention. How many units are on the board right now?
Unless you count the individuals, 5.
Each individual is considered a unit, and if they're hooked together via these lines, they're also a unit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is correct. Alright. Now then, the next important thing is Go is a game about life and death. Right now, this unit is alive because it has what they call liberties. Liberties are open spots on the open lines, okay? So right now, this unit has 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties. The cool thing about connecting your units together is now you combine their liberties. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay?
That makes sense.
So just real quick, how many liberties does this unit have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11.
You got 4 up here, 4 down here, that's 8, and these 2 right here.
Yeah, 10.
So that's 10. Okay? Now in Go, how to capture a unit is the opposite player has to cut off your liberties. Basically consider these as like you're underwater in those classic cartoons, and you have a tube shoved in your mouth and you're breathing through the water. Okay? So what happens if you fill up all the breathing tubes?
Yeah, drowned.
You drown and you die. How you kill a unit
is to block
cut off all of its breathing tubes.
To block it off pretty much.
And now he's dead. And he goes over on your lid. And that removed a point from the game. And now this is actually considered completely safe territory for the moment, because I can't put anything there because it immediately dies.
But it makes sense for me to put a black one there.
Sometimes. This is a game of territory, so this is fairly safe territory. So you don't have to put a black guy there. You can leave that completely open. That's actually going to get to the next part we're going to cover. So how do you think you can keep this completely safe? Because I can do something like this. Now this is another part of the life and death rule. You check for death before you check for suicide. So I kill your guy before you guys kill me.
So I pretty much have to do is like build up enough to where you can't get through.
To where I can't get through. Correct. Now this brings up, this is a pretty good chance to show the rule of Go. Now how they record Go in books is every single player plays this piece here, this piece here. Well, as you take pieces off, it'd be really hard to tell what's going on. And if we get into a battle where we're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, it wouldn't make any sense on the board. It would completely confuse people. So they have what's called the rule of Go. You cannot retake this position until you play somewhere else first. And then if I play somewhere else, at that point, you can take this position. Okay? You understand that?
Yes.
You understand that?
Yes.
And then if I wanted to retake that position, I'd have to play over here, and then you would play. Go ahead. You need to get used to pick up the stones too. And then you would play somewhere else, and then I could take that spot. And it would go back and forth until finally one of us closes off the Go. Which, if your case, let's say I didn't play there and retake that Go, then on your turn, you can seal the Go. And I can no longer take that.
Pretty much it's a game of taking over and then getting territory on it and keeping the other person out. And alright, it's like seems like an easy game for him.
It's very easy, but it's very hard to master. So let's see. I'm trying to think of something else. There's so much stuff to cover. I should have had notes somewhere to the side. Alright. Yeah. Okay. I remember now. I remember where I was at now. Alright. Now then. Because now you know that I can take any of these pieces if I want to, how can I make this safe?
Put it with putting guards up around it.
For the most part, you went a little extreme on that.
Putting guards over the edges of it so that nobody.
Now see, this is actually safe too, even though you don't have anything here. But that's okay because they can't take it. This is called an eye. This is what you want to try to achieve and Go. For the most part, because there's still one problem with this eye. It has a single opening, so if I surround it with the black pieces and then put right there, all of these pieces die.
Yeah, because they're outnumbered.
Not because they're outnumbered, but because you cut off all the breathing tubes.
Well, yeah, that's
because right now, if I cover all these, it only has one liberty. And if there's only one liberty, you can kill. Okay?
Really?
So, what's a way to save it?
Me or you?
Well, go ahead and capture it so you can see what I'm talking about with it. Because remember, in Go, you always check for death before suicide, and then you check for suicide. Okay, you're missing 2 spots. Oh, okay, 3 with the middle one. But you have to take this one first before you take this one. Because if you had placed this guy here first, that'd be suicide. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Suicide's not allowed in Go. So you have to place over here first, and then place in the center. And now all those white pieces are yours. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to fuck up the board.
Oh, it's okay. You can always move it back. See? Now, so at this point, you have to wonder, how do you keep it safe, even with an eye, right?
Put your ring in the eye.
Here's what you do. It's not always going to look like this. Sometimes it will look different. Okay, now do me a favor and try to capture that.
Is there a little habit in my mood?
Make it as big as you want.
Alright, let's see what we got here.
You don't need to cover this point. The diagonals don't count in this bit. That's suicide.
Still.
Go ahead and try the other spot. That is also suicide. 2 eyes makes it completely safe.
Oh, so I can't take them no matter what?
You cannot take them no matter what. But now here's where it gets interesting. Let's say, just out of the blue, I didn't quite get a piece in place in time, and you put right there. Capture. 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 No, you didn't capture it yet. You need to capture it. Okay, good. Now, hang on. This piece is dead, so go ahead and take it. Remember, you'll only be putting 1 piece at a time in a regular game of Go. And now, go ahead and take the rest of them. No, by putting a piece here and then taking the rest of them. There you go. See? That was an incomplete eye. Always make sure your eyes are solid. And eyes can take on many different shapes and sizes. Like right here. That's an eye. You can't take that.
Oh, the Sunday.
Okay?
How long did it originally take you to learn this game?
I watched a lot of videos before I even bought the game. And I got it from a pretty, actually awesome website, so.
Yeah, pretty interesting game.
Okay. Trying to think. There's really nothing else I can teach you that can't be taught through what's called Capture Go, which is where we play till the first person gets captured.
Alright then.
You want to do that?
Right.
Okay. Now the next thing. This is how they actually start games of Go, which is where I'm going to grab some stones out of this. I'm going to put them on the table. You have to guess it's an odd or even.
Oh shit. Even. 2 fours. Fuck yes.
Do you want to be black or white?
Oh,
You want to go with black?
yeah.
Okay. Now then, if you weren't black, do you want to see how they actually change sides if you want to be white?
Sure.
It's really kind of cool, especially if you do it at the same time. What you're going to do is you're going to put the lid on, and you take it like this, and you put yours over here,
That's awesome.
and you take the lid off, and you're ready to start. Now, do you want to be white or black?
I'll be alright with this.
Okay. Well, as I told you, black goes first.
Well, you're the master, so.
I am not a master. I said at the start of the video, I'm not a master by any means. I just know how to play.
I said that as that he taught me how to play this, so.
I remember, the first person to capture wins, so you want to be careful. Make units connect things together.
Yeah. Yeah, I can play a little bit as I want to, right?
No. You want to do one at a time. This is a turn-based game.
Shit.
What I just did right there, they call it a cut. I don't know.
Oh, thought that meant something.
No, I cut you in half because now you can't connect these together.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it again. You actually had a pretty smart idea there. And now you're in danger. Now right here, this right here, where you're almost dead, this is called Atari. Some players play where you have to call Atari kind of like check in chess. But I don't necessarily always do it. However, to get you started in learning, I'm going to tell you when you're in Atari. And right now, you're in Atari.
This requires strategy, doesn't it?
And now you put me in Atari. That was a good move. Atari. Atari.
Oh, I can use that out there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
But that was a bad decision because you just lost.
Oh, shit.
No. At this point, the game of Capture Go is over because it's just to the first person that captures.
Oh,
So right now we'd start over. If you want to, we can keep playing. But this is the end of the Capture Go game. This is how they teach people how to get the basics of Go.
All right.
Do you want to go again?
I'm getting this down pretty good. So we can start over.
Okay. When we actually play a full game, I'll show you how they do their points and the Chinese rules. These are Chinese rules in the points because I think the Japanese rules suck.
Trying to get the more straight.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
There we go.
Alright. You ready?
That was the first board game we played then. You know? Time for something different.
I think he's talking about him hanging a victory instead of being defeated.
Oh, I've just never done it. I've never done it.
Sorry.
Not for long.
Sorry. I win.
Shit.
That's the end of the game. I won.
Oh,
It's
wow.
Capture Go, remember? You gotta watch those Ataris. You gotta keep yourself alive. Okay?
Okay. Well, I pretty much can't get pinned in there.
Well, you don't want to, and you want to try to pin me as I'm trying to pin you.
Okay.
It's a strategic game. This is why I think they say a lot of warlords in China played this. They taught them strategy and tactics.
I can see where they're coming from, too.
Sorry. That's alright. That's alright. I win.
Damn it.
Now see, this actually is a very good time to show you what's called a ladder, where you're in Atari. You're trying to avoid being killed, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so try to escape. You're going to play here, right?
Yeah, because I want to block you off.
Okay, now I'm going to do this. Atari. Now try to escape again. Atari.
We just want to keep going back and forth.
Atari.
I can do that guy.
You can do that? But now you just lost all those pieces. All of these guys are dead.
Oh shit.
So you want to play here, right?
Yeah.
Then I play here. Atari.
This is pretty much just not ending.
Atari. That's what's called a ladder. The best way to avoid a ladder is to quit feeding into it. And you want to know what's really bad? We both missed it. Right up here, you could have killed this guy.
Oh, shit.
And that would have stopped the ladder.
Oh, I just seen that.
I did. I saw it right about halfway through this ladder.
Okay, I'm starting to get the major hang of this game now.
Alright, let's play again. This is what's fun about Capture Go. You can have like 20 games in a couple of minutes.
I love the recording for 20 minutes and 48 seconds.
No, you guys haven't been recording that long yet. Honestly.
No, it's on his camera. It's saying that one. All right, well, let's go ahead and go. Sorry. Atari. Don't play that yet.
Oh, okay, I've seen that now.
Sorry. Sorry.
This is gonna end badly. I can just tell.
Well, it's the beginnings of a ladder. What I just showed you, we're all the way near to the board.
Right.
The best way to beat the ladder is don't feed into it. Unfortunately, this is going to capture go, so no matter what you do, you're going to win. Game.
Yeah, I kind of seen that coming.
Want to play again?
Yeah.
Alright.
After this one, we'll do the whole territory one.
Oh, you want to do the territory one?
After this next one.
Okay, alright.
I want to capture you at least once.
Okay. Ooh, getting quick on it, huh? Quick draw, McGraw. That's alright.
Well, fuck.
You're an Atari, don't do that.
What?
You're an Atari, don't do that. There you go. Atari.
So you play this game all the time.
Atari. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, no, never mind. I should not have said that.
Yeah, let's do ladder there.
Oh, this is not a ladder, and it's very escapable. Tony. Sorry.
It's all good. There's a reason.
I wasn't expecting that.
Don't go after the package. And I have a sentry gun sitting right next to the package.
Oh, why do you want that at all?
No, you can still play there. I mean, you could. Right now, I'm an Atari right there. So I actually have to play up here. That's a good tactic and go to have. But unfortunately, you weren't paying attention. I didn't call Atari. You wanted that move back. I can win right now.
You didn't call Atari, wasn't it?
I did not call Atari out, but I call it now. There is an Atari on the board. I'm going to expect you to find it.
Maybe there. Oh shit.
And it's still Atari. That's the win.
Yeah, I know.
Just by those two.
Probably wasn't my first.
Good game. Uh-oh. That wasn't quite on screen, but it'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Let's play full-on territory.
Full-on territory? Well, it's not full-on, because this is still like the, what I call the new board. The big board is on the other side. And this is probably like a 13 by 13, I do believe. The other side is the full 19 by 19 game. And it gets extreme.
By the way, subscribe to End Result and subscribe to BadHabitGamerz.
We are Bad Habit Gamers. We do have bad habits. We fucking cuss. And we smoke cigarettes, drink beer. Yeah.
And I'll put up some more videos soon. I've just been sick for the past week, so yeah.
Alright, you ready to play the full game?
Yeah. And as you can tell, my voice is fucked up, so you know. That's what you do.
You can play wherever you want. You don't have to play on me. This is a completely different game. That was a bad idea.
So that's why.
Well, if you pay attention, play there again real quick. Now count your liberties.
Oh.
Now up here, where I played, 1, 2, 3, 4. The sides are dangerous to play on unless you know what you're doing. Feel free. This is different.
It's just the same. The outcome is the same as the previous one, where you just trap each other in.
You just try to trap each other in, but you're also trying to gain as much territory as possible by locking it down.
I feel like I'm an ancient China right now.
Yes, because ancient Chinese had cameras and
Yes.
lights and
They had lights, they had candles.
they had lanterns, not lights.
They
Not
made-
electric lights.
They made fireworks.
So they had lanterns and explosives.
They had explosive lanterns.
Dangerous. Where's this at?
Right there.
Ah,
Just one. I love how it's differently. Oh fuck. Pay attention.
no, you were not because you died again. You see what I did there? I'm filling this up and filled this up a lot faster than you did. Whereas you're still back here, I'm already all the way over here. That's why the one hop is a very useful tool. You want to know how to do the one hop? Count one space away from your guys. You can claim a lot more territory that way. So now, if you look at it right now, right now, you basically, this is considered your territory because that's where your character, that's where your guys are.
Yeah.
Whereas this, all of this, and actually this whole corner of the board is considered mine because I claim a lot more territory, being more spread out. You have 3, you claim this much. I have 3, I claim this much.
Yeah, you just thought that that's not the plans. Fuck, I know what you're gonna do there. Shit's about to get real. So pretty much if you enclose, if like let's say that was right there, and I had 2 in there, I'd lose those 2, right?
Actually, you would have lost them before because you would have cut off your liberties.
So pretty much if I'm surrounded, the ones surrounded is the ones that get lost, right?
Unless they have eyes, which this actually has 2 eyes. You can't actually take this because there's 2 open spots. For the most part. I mean, it's possible, but it'd be difficult. And that's assuming that it's not connected over here, because see, this whole thing, it's all connected, so every single liberty this thing has is all one. Like right now, this thing has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 liberties.
Yeah, that's I don't know.
I can't take you. That's a good move to take some of my territory away from me. Make it more dangerous because you're not paying attention. Well, you're sacrificing a guy. Now, whether it's a good sacrifice or not, we'll see.
That's a no-no zone.
A little bit.
Well, no matter what I do, you take it. You take it.
So you can always build over here, like, you know, build around, strengthen your positions. It's just like a military unit, strengthening your position, while at the same time attacking.
Today with Rogue. Wait. This will be a game good for a mind reading device. Oh, fuck. Those are connected, right?
No. They're close to being connected, but they're not connected yet.
Yeah, they are.
Now they're connected.
Oh, shit. Shit's getting real. Stop that immediately. No. That's good.
No, actually, you're safe now. You could have stopped it.
Huh?
These are actually all safe now. You can't take them. I got 2 eyes. If you had played right there, you would have stopped it. I would have lost all of that. But now I own that. Stop to me very good.
Don't really see a point of doing that. Why not just fucking make it solid? There.
That would be suicide.
Yeah, that would be suicide.
Very good. He's actually doing pretty good.
Oh, yes.
Don't fill in too much. Just be careful. I mean, you have plenty of liberties up here and down here, but if like this was your only liberties and you filled them up, you'd kill yourself.
You kill your entire group.
Okay, so just be careful. Count your liberties as you're playing. Don't forget that.
Although it would be absolutely hilarious to watch a mass suicide.
It would be kind of funny. I have to admit, it would be kind of funny.
Ah, Scheisse. That's what I meant to put that out. Not today, my dude. Not today. I shall save your life, my friend. They will not take you alive. I shouldn't let them take you alive. Fuck! Oh, I walked right into that one.
A little bit, but you're still doing good.
Hold on a minute, how can I save
You
this?
can stop building. You can't. There's no way to save it. You can stop building at any time and not sacrifice any more men. I mean, just remember, you're still doing pretty good on some of the edges. Right now, at this point, we're near the end game. We're just battening up our defenses.
That would make a fuck bit of a difference.
Yeah, try to build over here a little bit, like actually make some eyes, just so this is actually safe and I don't attempt to attack it. That's what I'm doing right here.
So that's an eye and that's an eye.
Yeah, these two are eyes. So this is actually what I'm doing right now is, see this has 2 eyes. This now has a couple of eyes.
It's a really fucking awesome game.
So now this one right here, you could put just right here, and then put a piece right there, and then you have 2 spaces, multiple spaces with eyes. Okay?
Alright.
We're actually damn close to the end game. I think you went twice, but I'll allow it this time. Be careful on that, because if in an actual go game, if you go twice, you forfeit the match.
Shit. You go?
You went. See, that's good. That's an eye. Okay. I'm not really seeing anywhere else I really want to go, so I'm going to pass my turn. I'm going to pass again. I'm going to pass again. I'm going to pass. You don't have to fill it up. You can leave that open. It's okay. If you start building in my territories, I will start playing again. If you pass and I pass, it ends the game. You don't have to keep playing. You just feel that.
Well, there's really no point even on.
Yeah, there's no point in it right now.
Alright.
So you pass again?
Yeah.
Okay. Now then. both agree that this one's probably dead, right? There's no way you can save him, really.
I don't see a possibility in that.
And if there was something of mine that we didn't think would be saved, I'd be doing the same thing. Okay? So move this down, these down, this one down, this one down, this one down, this one down. All these guys up. It's just going to make it easier to count. Okay. Now, the first thing you do is you count the open spots right here that's in your territory. Clearly, this is your territory, this is your territory, and this is your territory. I'm going to count mine. How many you got?
Huh?
How many do you got, territory-wise?
11. 14.
Huh?
14.
Did you count these two up here?
16.
Okay, I had 34.
Yeah, you won.
Okay, now, the next part is, after this, is usually where I actually snap a picture and then put it on Facebook. And whether I win or lose doesn't matter. I just love playing Go. But I don't have my camera, so it doesn't really matter. So what we're going to do now is we're going to count how many soldiers or units you had on the board, okay?
I'll snap it for you.
And that'll be the final score. Remember your score. Okay?
We'll do a long easy.
Well, I'll just snap it now while all the territory is divided up. Okay. Okay, I was at 34.
Put that on the 200. How often do you play this? What do you mean if I was the captain?
Is my final score.
Just get ready, move it.
Okay, go ahead and count your units. So we have 12 plus.
Oh, there's a white dot.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, now another rule about Go is if you play white, it's been proven that black has a numerical advantage because it plays first. So they actually added 5.5 points to your score the second you chose white. So 58 plus 5.
6 and 30, I think.
And then add a 0.5 on the end of that. So the final score is 96 to 63.5. And that is the game of Go. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yes.